Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's tutorial I'll be showing you how to crochet this gorgeous Christmas tree pattern. This was again a very requested pattern and I thought this is appropriate for the season as well. So here is the requested tutorial for you guys. This pattern is actually quite similar to my granny triangle pattern. I have a tutorial on it as well. I will leave the link in the description box below if you want to see that as well. And yeah, this is such a fun pattern to do, perfect for beginners to try. Actually, it's quite easy, and you can modify this pattern a little here and there to make it to your liking. So that's again, it's totally up to you. You can add this as Christmas ornaments on your tree. You can also join them together to form a bunting project. You can add glitter to this to make it more sparkly. It's totally up to you how you want to modify this pattern. It's really fun pattern to do. So if you would like to learn how I crochet this beautiful Christmas tree, then please keep watching. In this tutorial, I'll be using a 4mm size crochet hook and the yarn corresponding to the size of my hook. You may use whichever crochet hook size is available to you. Just make sure that the yarn you use corresponds to your hook size, okay? Now to begin this project, you can start with the basic slip knot, chain, and then make your foundation ring, or you can directly start with the magic circle. So it's totally up to you. You can use whichever method is more comfortable for you, alright? If you're a beginner and if you would like to learn how to make the slip knot or the magic circle, I have detailed tutorials in the beginner series, so I will leave all their links in the description box below, so you may check that out if you need to, okay? So for now I'll be starting with the basic slip knot, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and make my slip knot like so, okay? So here I've made my slip knot and now we're ready to make our foundation chain. So for this project we'll make a foundation chain of 5. Okay, so we are going to make 5 chains. Now when you're making your chain, the first thing you need to notice is that make sure your hook is facing up, it's facing you, okay, in the sense that this is your hook side of your crochet hook, right? Make sure it's facing up, it's facing you like so, okay? And then all you need to do is place your hook below your yarn like this, okay, making a twist of yarn on your hook, right? And then you're just going to pull your hook down, grabbing your yarn, you're going to pull it down and pull it all the way through like so, okay? So this right here is chain 1, okay? So you're going to repeat that to make a total of chain 5, okay? So you're going to repeat what we just did. Make sure your hook is facing up, go below your yarn like so, pull your hook down, grabbing your yarn, pull it down and pull it all the way through. So you've got that is chain 2 right there, okay? So repeat that, go below your yarn, grab your yarn, pull it down, pull it through, chain 3, chain 4 and chain 5. Right, so here I've made my 5 chains, okay? Now what you're going to do is convert this foundation chain into a foundation ring, okay? We're going to convert this into a circle. So for that, all you need to do is make a slip stitch into the first chain that we made right here, okay? If you're not quite sure where your first chain is, all you need to do is count backwards from your hook. Okay, so when you count backwards from your hook, you're not going to count this loop on your hook. Rather, you're going to start counting from the one below it. So this one right here. Okay, so this will be 1, then 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so into this chain space here, we'll be making a slip stitch. So to do that, all you need to do is insert your hook directly into that chain space. Okay, like so, alright, and then grab your yarn, pull it through, right, and pull it through again like so, okay? So now we've made a slip stitch into that first chain space, converting our foundation chain into a foundation ring like so, okay? Now, two things to always notice when you're working a foundation ring or whenever you're working in a circle. The first thing is, see right here, this is our loose end, right? So make sure that you're holding your loose end along with your foundation ring like so. Okay, so that when you work your stitches in row 1, in your first row, the loose end sort of gets into your stitches and you don't have to worry about sewing it in the end. Okay, so make sure that you're holding your loose end along with your foundation ring. And another thing is, when you separate your foundation ring like so, when you open it up like this, you'll see there are two spaces opening up, right? You have this small space on top and then you have this larger space below, right? So whenever you're working your row 1 stitches, make sure that you're not working into the smaller space above, because this small space above is just the chain space. Okay, so don't work any of your stitches into that one, rather work all your stitches into the larger space below, okay, into this larger gap space below, because that is the center of your foundation ring. Okay, so all that said, now let's begin with row 1. So to begin row 1, we are going to start with the basic chain 3. Okay, so you're going to chain 3. So to make this, it's the same way that we made the foundation chain. Okay, so make sure your crochet hook is facing up. Go below your yarn like so. Pull your hook down, grabbing your yarn, pull it down and pull it through. So that's 1, chain 1, then repeat that, chain 2, okay, and chain 3. Okay, so here we've made our chain 3. Right, now this 3 chains will act, okay, it will count as 1 double crochet stitch for our row 1. Okay, when I say double crochet, I'm using the US term. So in the UK, this will be your treble crochet stitch. Okay, so this 3 chains that we just made will count as 1 double crochet stitch. Okay, once you're done with that, you're going to make 3 double crochet stitches into the center of your foundation ring. Okay, so into that space we spoke about earlier, into that larger one, we are going to make 3 double crochet stitch. Okay, now to make a double crochet, all you need to do is yarn over once like so, making a twist of yarn on your hook. All right, insert your hook into that center space we spoke about. Okay, like this, and then you grab your yarn, pull it through. Okay, in doing so we have 3 loops on our hook, right? And then you're going to yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops like so, and you've got 2 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over and pull through these 2 loops as well. Okay, so that is 1 double crochet stitch that we just made. Okay, so we have our chain 3 here at the beginning and 1 proper double crochet stitch. Okay, so we are going to make 2 more double crochet. So you're going to repeat what we just did. So you're going to yarn over once, yeah, and then you insert your hook into that center space, grab your yarn, pull it through, 3 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, 2 loops on our hook, yarn over and pull through the next 2 loops. So that's another double crochet. Okay, so we make 1 more. So yarn over once, insert your hook back into that same center space, grab your yarn, pull through, 3 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the next 2 loops. Okay, so what we did so far is we started with a chain 3, right, which will count as 1 double crochet stitch, and then we made 3 proper double crochet stitches. So if you see, this is basically 4 double crochet stitches including that chain 3, right? We're going to count that as 1, so that will be 1, 2, 3, 4 double crochet stitches so far in row 1. Okay, now you're going to chain 3. So you're going to make a chain 3, that the same way that we just made our foundation chain. Okay, so the same thing, make sure your hook is facing up, go below your yarn, grab your yarn, pull it down and pull it all the way through. chain 1, 2 and 3. Okay, so here I've made a chain 3, right? And then what you're going to do is work 4 double crochet stitches into that center space, okay, into that foundation ring. We are going to work 4 double crochet stitches. All right, so you're going to yarn over once, insert your hook into that center space, into that foundation ring, right? Grab your yarn, pull it through. We've got 3 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, 2 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through the next 2 loops. So that's 1 double crochet. You're going to work 3 more. So yarn over once, insert your hook into that center space, grab your yarn, pull through, 3 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the next 2 loops. So we made 2 double crochet stitches so far. You're going to make 2 more, right, so that we get a total of 4 double crochet stitches. So again, do the same thing, work another double crochet like so, okay, and then 1 more. All right, so again we worked 4 double crochet stitches, okay, 1, 2, 3 and 4, okay, and now again we're going to chain 3. So do the same thing, chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, right, and then we are going to make the last side of our triangle. So we are going to make another 4 double crochet into that center space, into the foundation ring. We are going to do another set of 4 double crochet stitches, okay. So after you chain 3, you're going to go back into that foundation ring and work 4 double crochet stitch, okay. So again, yarn over once, insert your hook into that center space, into the foundation ring, grab your yarn, pull it through. We've got 3 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the next 2 loops. So that's 1 double crochet. All right, we'll work 3 more, okay. So repeat the same thing. So here I made 1 more double crochet stitch. You're going to make 2 more. And 1 more. Okay, so we made a total of 4 double crochet stitch here as well. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, right, and as you can see, the shape of the triangle is forming. So those chain 3 spaces that we made here will act as the corners, and the 4 double crochet stitches will act as the sides of our triangle. Okay, so this is how it will look like so far. Okay, this is how your row 1 should look like. Okay, and then we're almost done with this. So we're going to make that the 3rd corner here, right. So after you do your 4 double crochet stitches, you're going to chain 3 again. Okay, so do a chain 3, 1, 2 and 3. Okay, and then to finish off row 1, all you're going to do is work a slip stitch into the 3rd chain from the first 3 chains that we worked. So if you remember, when we started our row 1, we started with a chain 3, right, which I said will count as 1 double crochet stitch. So if you see, this is my chain 3 here, 1, 2 and 3. Okay, so into this 3rd chain, okay, we are going to work a slip stitch. So after you chain 3 here, you're going to insert your hook directly into the 3rd chain from the first 3 chains that we made, like so. Okay, you're going to grab your yarn, pull it through, right, and pull it through again. So we just worked a slip stitch there. Okay, so that basically completes our row 1, and now we can move on to row 2. So to begin row 2, you're going to start with chain 3. Okay, so you're going to start with the basic chain 3. So that's going to be the same way that we did the other chains before. So make sure your crochet hook is facing up, it's facing you, like so. Go below your yarn, grab your yarn, pull it down and pull it all the way through. Okay, so that's chain 1. Repeat that. Okay, so chain 2 and chain 3, right? So we made a chain 3. Now these 3 chains will count as one double crochet stitch for our row 2. Okay, so these 3 chains will count as one double crochet stitch. Now what I like to do is basically just turn my project the other way around, so like this. Okay, and then work my row 2. I feel that in this way the pattern looks a little more neater, and also that the front and the back sides look more even. Okay, so all I did is just turn the project the other way around. Okay, and now as you can see, the next space that we have here is our gap space from row 1, right, the corner of our triangle, right? So we'll be working our next stitches into this gap space. So what we'll be doing is we'll be working 3 double crochet, chain 3 and 4 double crochet into this gap space. Lot of terms, right? Don't worry, I'll show you what I mean by that. So we just finished with our chain 3, which will count as 1 double crochet. Next, what we are going to do is work 3 double crochet stitches into this gap space. Okay, so go ahead and make 3 double crochet. So yarn over once, insert your hook into that gap space, grab your yarn, pull through 3 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the next 2 loops. So that's 1 double crochet. Right, work 2 more. So yarn over once, insert your hook into that gap space, grab your yarn, pull through 3 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the next 2 loops. Work 1 more double crochet all into that same gap space. Okay, like so. So we worked 3 double crochet stitches into this gap space here, right? Okay, so we're just gonna, if there's less space here, all we need to do is just push your stitches gently towards the right side like so. Okay, because we'll be working more stitches into this gap space as well. Okay, so if there's no space, just gently push it to the right side like this. Okay, so if you see carefully, there's basically 4 double crochet stitches that we did in row 2, which includes that first chain 3 that we made, right? As I mentioned earlier, that will count as 1 double crochet stitch as well. Okay, the chain 3, so that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we have 4 double crochets done so far, and now what we're going to do is chain 3. So make a simple chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, right, and then we're going to work 4 double crochet stitches into the same gap space. Okay, we are going to work 4 more double crochet stitches into the same gap space that we just worked these stitches into. Okay, so after you chain 3, yarn over once, insert your hook back into that same gap space, grab your yarn, pull through 3 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the next 2 loops. So that's 1 double crochet. Right, work 3 more double crochet stitches. That's 2, 3 and 4. Okay, so we worked 4 more double crochet stitches all into that same gap space. Okay, so this is how your row 2 should look like so far, right? Next, what we're going to do is chain 2. Okay, make a simple chain 2, right, and then we are going to skip all these stitches here from our row 1 and go straight into the next gap space. So as you can see, this is our next gap space, right, the next corner in our row 1, right, this space here. So we are going to go straight into this space and work another corner stitch. So we are going to work 4 double crochet, chain 3 and 4 double crochet all into this gap space here, into this corner gap space. Okay, so you chained 2, right, after that you yarn over once, insert your hook into that next corner gap space. Okay, insert your hook into the gap space, grab your yarn, pull through 3 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the next 2 loops. So that's 1 double crochet. 2 double crochet, 3 double crochet, and 4 double crochet. Okay, so we just worked 4 double crochets into this gap space here. Okay, and then after that you're going to chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, right? Make a simple chain 3, and then you're going to go back into that same corner gap space that we just worked these stitches into. Okay, and work another 4 double crochet stitches. So again, if you want to make more space for your stitches, all you need to do is gently push your double crochet stitches to the right side so that there's more space here. Okay, so after you chained 3, you're going to yarn over once, insert your hook back into that same corner gap space, grab your yarn, pull through 3 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the next 2 loops. That's 1 double crochet, work 3 more, so that's the second double crochet there, third double crochet, and fourth double crochet. Okay, so what we did so far is we worked 4 double crochet, chain 3 and 4 double crochet all into this corner gap space, right? So this is how your row 2 should look like now. Okay, and then again you're going to do the same thing. You're going to chain 2, so 1, 2. Okay, and then again you're going to skip all these stitches in row 1 and go straight into the next gap space, so this space right here. Okay, which is basically our third corner. Okay, our last corner. So after you finish this corner, make sure to chain 2 and then go straight away into this gap space here, into our last gap space. Okay, and work the same number of stitches. So we'll be working 4 double crochet, chain 3 and 4 double crochet all into this corner gap space. Okay, so all into this gap space we'll be working 4 double crochet, chain 3 and 4 double crochet. Okay, so that's 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet, 3 and 4. Okay, so we worked 4 double crochets into this corner gap space, right? You're going to chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, and then you're going to go back into that same corner gap space and work another 4 double crochet stitches. Okay, so yarn over once, insert your hook back into that same corner gap space that we just worked these stitches into. Okay, and work another 4 double crochet. So that's 1 double crochet, right? 2 double crochet, 3 double crochet and 4 double crochet. Okay, so we basically did the same thing. We worked 4 double crochet, chain 3 and 4 double crochet all into this last corner gap space. Okay, so that basically almost completes our row 2. Okay, and then once you've made sure that you did your stitches right, this is how your row 2 should look like so far. Okay, so we've basically done corner stitches into the 3 gap spaces. Okay, so after that you just chain 2, 1, 2, right, and then to finish off row 2 all you need to do is work a slip stitch into the third chain from the first 3 chains that we made at the beginning of row 2. Remember, at the beginning we made 3 chains and I said that will count as 1 double crochet stitch, right? So into that third chain on top, this space here, I'll be working a slip stitch. So to do that, all you need to do is insert your hook directly into that third chain space, grab your yarn, pull through, right, and pull through again. like so. Okay, so that basically completes our row 2, and now we can move on to row 3. Okay, so to begin row 3, we are going to start with a simple chain 1. Okay, so go ahead and make a simple chain 1. This chain 1 will not count as a stitch, it is just to help with the height of our row. Okay, and then after that you're going to go in between these double crochet stitches here from the previous row, right? We have our 4 double crochet stitches, so we'll be working 1 single crochet stitch in between the second and third double crochet stitches here. Okay, so into this space here we'll be working 1 single crochet stitch. So if you see carefully and separate your stitches like this, you will see there are 2 spaces again here, right? You will see a stitch space, that is the smaller one above, that is the stitch space, and then here the larger space here is your gap space between the stitches. So you can work into either of them, it's totally up to you, it doesn't make much of a difference. Okay, so if the stitch space is too difficult for you, you can work into the gap space as well. Okay, just make sure to work 1 single crochet stitch. Okay, now when I say single crochet, I'm using the US term. So in the UK, this will be your double crochet stitch. Alright, so to do that, you're going to insert your hook directly into that space. Okay, like so. Grab your yarn, pull it through. We've got 2 loops on our hook. Yarn over and pull through both the loops. Okay, so we just made 1 single crochet stitch in between our second and third double crochet stitches from this set of 4 double crochet. Okay, so we just made 1 single crochet stitch. Okay, now we are going to move to our corner gap space. Okay, so this is our first corner gap space here, right? So into this corner gap space we'll be working 4 double crochet, chain 2 and 4 double crochet all into this gap space. Okay, so after your single crochet you're going to yarn over once, insert your hook into this corner gap space like so, grab your yarn, pull through 3 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the next 2 loops. That's 1 double crochet, work another one, 2 double crochet and another one, 3 double crochet. Okay, and 4 double crochet. Right, so here I've worked my 4 double crochet into this corner gap space. Okay, next you're going to chain 2, 1 and 2, right, and then you're going to go back into the same corner gap space and work 4 double crochet stitches. Okay, so into the same gap space. Okay, so after you chain 2, yarn over once, insert your hook back into the same gap space, grab your yarn, pull through 3 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the next 2 loops. That's 1 double crochet, work 3 more double crochet stitches, okay, into that same corner gap space, right, like so. Okay, so what I did now is I did the corner space. So into this gap space we worked 4 double crochet, chain 2 and 4 double crochet all into this gap space. Okay, now next what we're going to do is work 1 single crochet stitch, okay, in between this set of double crochet stitch from our previous row. Okay, so in between the second and third double crochet stitch, okay, either into the stitch space or the gap space, it's totally up to you. The stitch space is the smallest space here and the gap space is the largest space below. Okay, into either of these spaces, okay, make sure it's between the second and third double crochet from this set of 4 double crochet stitches. Okay, so right into the middle we are going to work 1 single crochet stitch. Okay, so after you finish this corner stitches, okay, your 4 double crochets here, right, you're gonna directly insert your hook into that in between your second and third double crochet, okay, either into the stitch space or the gap space. It's up to you, it doesn't make much of a difference, okay, like so. Grab your yarn, pull it through. We've got 2 loops on our hook. Yarn over and pull through both the loops. So we just worked 1 single crochet there, okay. Next we are going to move into the next gap space, so this gap space right here, okay, and here what we are going to do is work 4 double crochet stitches all into this gap space, okay. And as you can see, this is not a corner gap space, this is one of the gap spaces at the side, okay. And if you've already practiced to do the granny triangle, okay, you will know what I mean by this, okay. So this gap space is basically the gap space at the side of your triangle. It's not a corner gap space, right? This one here is a corner gap space, right? Getting what I mean? So this is a corner gap space. This is just the gap space between at the side of your triangle. Make sense? Okay, anyway, so after your single crochet stitch here, you're going to go straight into this gap space and work just 4 double crochet stitches, okay. So yarn over once, insert your hook into that gap space, grab your yarn, pull through, 3 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the next 2 loops. So that's 1 double crochet. You're going to work 3 more into this gap space right here, okay, into the same gap space. So yarn over once, insert your hook into that gap space, grab your yarn, pull through, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the next 2 loops. So that's another double crochet. Work 2 more. That's my 3rd double crochet, and 1 more. Right, so here I worked 4 double crochet stitches into this gap space here, okay, at the side of my triangle. Right, next what you're going to do is work 1 single crochet into the center of our set here, okay. So as you can see, this is this next set of our 4 double crochets, right. So between the 2nd and 3rd double crochet, either into the stitch space or the gap space, work 1 single crochet stitch, okay. So to do that, you insert your hook right between your 2nd and 3rd double crochet stitches here, so right at the middle here, okay. Insert your hook like so, grab your yarn, pull through, 2 loops on our hook, yarn over and pull through both the loops, okay. So that's 1 single crochet, and then into this gap space we are going to do the same thing that we did for the corner here. So we'll be doing 4 double crochet, chain 2 and 4 double crochet all into this gap space, okay, the corner gap space, okay. So you're going to do 4 double crochet, chain 2 and 4 double crochet stitch all into the corner gap space. So as you can see, the corner gap spaces will be the same, okay. For this row it will be 4 double crochet, chain 2 and 4 double crochet. So after your single crochet stitch that we just made, yarn over once, insert your hook into the corner gap space, grab your yarn, pull through. We've got 3 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the next 2 loops. So that's 1 double crochet. Work your next double crochet, so 2 double crochet done, 3 double crochet and 4 double crochet, okay. So here I've made my 4 double crochet. If I'm going too fast, that's because this pattern is repetitive, okay. So you may pause the video if you can't catch up with me, that's all right, okay. So here I've made my 4 double crochet stitch into this corner gap space. Next I'm going to chain 2, 1, 2, right, and then go back into the same space, okay. Go back into the same gap space, the corner gap space that we just worked into, and work another 4 double crochet, okay. So the corner gap stitches are the same, right. It's always going to be 4 double crochet, chain 2 and 4 double crochet for this row, okay, for row 3. So here I worked 1 double crochet, I'm going to work 3 more. that's 2 double crochet, 3 double crochet and 4 double crochet. Okay, so here into the corner space I worked 4 double crochet, chain 2 and 4 double crochet all into this corner gap space. Okay, now we are basically going to repeat what we did so far. So what we did on this side, okay, of our triangle for row 3 is the same thing that we are going to do all the way around. Okay, so I'll just show it to you once more. So after your corner gap space, you're going to go again into the center of your the next set of your 4 double crochets from the previous row, right? So you're going to go between the second and the third double crochet right into this space here and work 1 single crochet stitch. So insert your hook between the second and third double crochet stitches, okay, from this set of 4 double crochet, right, and work 1 single crochet like so. Okay, so I just worked 1 single crochet here, and then we move to the next gap space. Now as you can see, this is just a gap space at the side of your triangle. It is not a corner gap space. So into this gap space here, we'll just work 4 double crochet stitches. Okay, so after you finish off with your single crochet here, you're going to yarn over once, insert your hook into this gap space here and work 4 double crochet stitches. That's 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet, 3 double crochet, right, and 1 more, 4 double crochet, right. So I just worked 4 double crochets into this gap space. Next, again, you're going to do the same thing, work 1 single crochet in between this set of 4 double crochets from the previous row, right? So between your second and third double crochet right here into the space, either the stitch space or the gap space, work 1 single crochet, okay? So after you finish with the stitches here, insert your hook between the second and third double crochet from this set, like so. Grab your yarn, pull through 2 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through both the loops. So we worked 1 single crochet, right? So just repeat this all the way till the end and I'll show you how to finish your row 3. So again, you do the same thing, right? I'll just tell you what to do. So after the single crochet here, now the next thing is our corner gap space. So the corner stitches, as I've mentioned before, will be the same. So into this corner gap space, we'll be working 4 double crochet, chain 2 and 4 double crochet into the same corner gap space. Okay, so work 4 double crochet, chain 2 and 4 double crochet again into this gap space. Then move on to your next set of 4 double crochets here from the previous row. Work 1 single crochet in the center, okay, between your second and third double crochet stitches. Move to this gap space, which is the next side gap space. So just work 4 double crochet here, and then I'll tell you how to finish your row 3. Okay, so do the same thing that we did so far. So here I've reached the end of row 3, right, and into this last gap space I worked my 4 double crochet stitch. Okay, and then to finish off your row 3, all you need to do is work a slip stitch into the first single crochet we made. So if you remember, at the beginning of row 3 we chained 1 and then we worked 1 single crochet into the center of this set of double crochet stitches from the previous row, right? Our single crochet stitch here. So into the top of that single crochet we'll be working a slip stitch. Okay, so to do that, all you need to do is insert your hook into that into the top of that single crochet, grab your yarn, pull through, right, and pull through again. Okay, so here we just worked a slip stitch and this completes our row 3. And now to form the bottom part of our Christmas tree, what we need to do is chain 2. Okay, you can stop here, and if you want to change your yarn you can do so as well. You can change it to a brown color if you want. Okay, it's your preference really, but I'll be using the same color. Okay, so what I'll be doing now is just start with a chain 2. Okay, so I'm going to start with a basic chain 2. okay, and this chain 2 will count as one half double crochet stitch. Okay, so when I say half double crochet stitch, I'm using the US term. So in the UK, this will be your half treble crochet stitch. Okay, so this chain 2 will count as half double crochet. Okay, next what I'll be doing is just turn my project the other way around. Okay, so I just turned my project. Okay, and then I'm gonna go back into the same stitch space. Okay, so if you see, this is the chain 2 that we made, right? So just below that we have this stitch space here, and I'll be working one half double crochet there. Okay, so to do a half double crochet, you just yarn over once, insert your hook into that stitch space. Okay, it might be a little fiddly, but just work with me. Okay, right, grab your yarn, pull through 3 loops on our hook, yarn over and pull through all the 3 loops. Okay, so that's one half double crochet there. Okay, so including the chain 2 and this proper half double crochet, we have 2 half double crochet, right? Because I said the chain 2 will count as one stitch as well. Okay, so we have 2 half double crochet stitches so far. Now you're going to repeat that for the next 3 stitch spaces. Okay, so into the next stitch space here, we'll be working 2 half double crochet. Then into the next stitch space, another 2 half double crochet, and into the next stitch space, another 2 half double crochet. Okay, so that we get a total of 8 half double crochet stitches. Okay, which will form the bottom part of our Christmas tree. Okay, so after this, I'm going to yarn over once, insert my hook into the next stitch space. Okay, like so. Grab my yarn, pull through 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through all the 3 loops. That's one half double crochet. Then I'm going to work one more into the same stitch space that we just worked this half double crochet into. Okay, so yarn over once, insert your hook back into the same stitch space and work another half double crochet. Okay, so into each stitch space we are working 2 half double crochet. So repeat that for the next 2 stitch spaces as well, so that in the end you get a total of 8 half double crochet stitches. Okay, like so. Okay, so I did 6 so far, right? 1 2 3 4 5 6. So that chain 2 will count as 1 as well. Okay, so into this next stitch space, which will be my last stitch space, again I'm going to work the same thing. I'm going to work 2 half double crochets. Okay, so here I've done that as well, and as you can see, I've got 8 half double crochets in total. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Okay, so you can end right here if this is the height of the bottom part you want. You can stop right here as well. So if you decide to do that, all you need to do is chain 1 and cut off your yarn. Okay, and then just sew in your loose ends. If you want to increase the bottom part, if you want to increase the height a little more, you can do another row of half double crochet stitches. Okay, I'll just show it to you quickly. So if you want to increase this by one more row, okay, you want the height to be a little more, then you can just chain 2 again, 1 2, okay, and this chain 2 again will count as 1 half double crochet, and then you turn the project again like so. Okay, and then you're going to work 1 half double crochet each into the stitch spaces all the way till the end, so that you get a total of 8 half double crochet stitches again, okay, including the chain 2. So what you need to do is basically after you chain 2, you yarn over once, insert your hook into this first stitch space like so, grab your yarn, pull through 3 loops on our hook, yarn over and pull through all the 3 loops. Okay, so that's 1 half double crochet. So repeat that. So into each stitch space, work 1 half double crochet all the way till the end. Okay, so yarn over once, insert your hook into the next stitch space, work 1 half double crochet, then again work 1 half double crochet into the next stitch space. So 1 half double crochet each into 1 stitch space. Okay, so that in this row also you'll get a total of 8 half double crochet stitches, including the chain 2 that we did at the beginning. Okay, so I'm just going to work that. Right, so just count your stitches if you're doubtful. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I did 7 so far. So I'm going to work one more to this space. Right, so here I'm done with my 8 half double crochets. Okay, and I'm going to end my project. I'm just going to chain 1, get my scissors, leave a little bit of yarn to sew in the end, and then cut off my yarn. Right, and then I'm just going to pull through, tighten the nose, and our basic Christmas tree is done. Okay, you can sew in the ends now. Okay, and then your project will be complete. I'll just sew in my ends and I'll be right back. So here I've sewed in my ends and my Christmas tree is complete. I hope this pattern was easy to follow, and I hope you could try it out even if you're a beginner. Okay, thank you so much for watching, and please give this video a thumbs up if you could follow the pattern, and leave your comments and suggestions in the comment box below. I love hearing all your comments, and thank you so much for leaving such beautiful comments on my previous videos. It really means a lot to me. Thank you so much again, and yeah, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Just click on the red button below the video, and you will be updated whenever I upload a new tutorial. Okay, so thank you so much, and yeah, maybe next week I will be traveling, so I'm not quite sure if I'll be able to upload a video, but I'll try my best to upload it as soon as possible. Anyway, so I just wanted to put that out there as well. You can always subscribe to my channel so that you'll always be notified whenever I post a tutorial. Okay, so yeah, thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for all your love, and just want to shout out to all my subscribers. You can follow me on social media as well. I will leave all the links in the info box below. Okay, so have a wonderful holiday, and I'll see you guys in my next tutorial. Bye.